Geometry Chapter 6 Review Part 3. I want to go ahead and just review the area of a trapezoid one more time. Alright, you'll have to pardon my sketches here. They're not very accurate, but you'll get the point. Alright, let's go ahead and make this a height here. Alright, height of a trapezoid is always perpendicular to one of the bases. Let's say our two parallel sides here are our bases, and let's say we have 8 feet and 12 feet and a height of 4 feet. Alright, the area of a trapezoid is going to be 1/2 of the sum of your bases times your height. Alright, in the last video I put the height in last. But we just got to make sure that we go ahead and just make sure when we take half of our two bases added together, which are your parallel sides, that we also multiply the height. Alright, so area is going to be equal to 1/2 of 8 plus 12 times our height of 4. We know 8 plus 12 is 20, and 1/2 of 20 is 10, and all we have to do is take that, multiply it to our height of 4, and our area of our trapezoid is 20 square feet. Okay, let's now go ahead and find the area of our kite here. The area of a kite is 1/2 the product of the diagonal. Okay, diagonal 1 and diagonal 2. Alright, let's say that the length of this diagonal is 4 and the length of this diagonal is 8. Just say 4 inches and 8 inches. We're just going to multiply our diagonals together, so that would be 8 times 4, which is 32. And then the rest of the equation says we have to take half of 32. So we can just divide that by 2. Half of 32 is 16, right? So our area for our kite here would be 16 square inches. Now be careful when you take your test. If they give you different measurements for parts of your diagonals, right, such as if they gave you a measurement for the blue part and a measurement for the purple part, that you add those together before you multiply it to the other diagonal. They're going to try to trick you like that. Alright, let's go ahead and find the area of another kite. I'm going to give you a better example just to help you prepare for your test. Alright, we have a kite, 2 diagonals here. Let's take our vertical diagonal and say that this length is 5 and this length here is 7, and then the length of my horizontal diagonals, let's just go with 3 and 3, and we're just going to say they're in inches. Alright, area says that we have to take half of the product of both of our diagonals, which are identified as D1 and D2. Well, if we take a look at my vertical diagonal here, we see that we've got to add the two segment parts together to get the whole diagonal, so that would be 5 plus 7. And then we have to add our two segments that form the diagonal, horizontal diagonal, which is 3 and 3. Alright, and the area is going to be half of that. So 5 plus 7 is 12, and 3 plus 3 is 6, and we're going to take half of that. 12 times 6 is 72, correct? 12 times 6 is 72, and we're going to take half of 72, which is 36. So the area of this kite here would be 36 square inches. Remember, whenever we're dealing with area, our units are always squared. Alright, next we're going to take the area of a parallelogram. So let's go ahead and draw a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel. So let's go ahead and mark that. You're going to be given a height. The height will be perpendicular to a base. And let's go with a base of 9 and a height of 3. And let's say 9 centimeters, 3 centimeters. The area of a parallelogram is equal to base times the height. So all we have to do is take 9, multiply it to 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Take our units and square it. So we would get the area of this parallelogram is 27 centimeters squared. This is for a parallelogram. And this one was for a kite. Area is equal to 1/2 the product of the diameters. And this example here was for a trapezoid. Alright, the last part of your test is going to ask you to sketch certain types of polygons. You will have to be able to sketch a particular equilateral polygon, an equiangular polygon, a regular polygon, and a concave polygon. So you're going to have to refer to, I believe it was lesson 6-1, page 322, and you need to know the names of the polygons with certain sides. Alright, so a polygon with 3 sides was a triangle. A polygon with 4 sides is a quadrilateral. A polygon with 5 sides was called a pentagon. A polygon with 6 sides was a hexagon. Polygon with 7 sides was a heptagon. 8 sides was an octagon. 9 sides was a nonagon. And 10 sides was a decagon. And then 12 sides was a dodecagon. Alright, so you may want to practice sketching these special types of polygons using a straight edge and remembering that equilateral just means only the sides are congruent. Equiangular only the angles are congruent. Regular, then both sides and angles are congruent. And then also no convex and concave. Alright, this concludes your chapter review. Make sure you study, come to class with your calculator and your postulate theorem folders complete. You will not be allowed to use your textbook